personal assessment. When now you have your goals, you have the things that you want to achieve, have personal assessment. Uwe unajihesabu wewe mwenyewe. Leo nimefanya nini? What am I supposed to do tomorrow? Like when you are waking up today early morning, you are supposed to know that today I'm going to attend a workshop. And that workshop, I'm going to benefit A, B, C, D. And when that workshop ends, I'm going to have this and this and this. That is what we call, you assess yourself. Okay? Lakini hapa nashangaa leo asubuhi kuna wenzangu hapa waliletwa na wazazi wao, which is not bad, but at some point, naonanga hiyo si vizuri. Unafaa ujitume katika maisha. You be self-driven. Haya, lastly, on matters on how you develop is mindfulness practicing. Unafaa uwe, you should be having meditation, activities that boost you, okay? Activities that will add up something in your life, okay? So that one also is a very, very important aspect that will make you to develop. Na hizo zingine ni nyingi, but due to time, sitaguzia, but I will be here today till the session ends. So if you want me to continue, you will approach me at personal level, na nitakumalizia. I have volunteered for that. And now after we are now done with self-awareness, ushajijua. Huwezi ukaishi peke yako katika maisha. You must live with the society. Now we are going back to the social awareness. Ushajijua now. You have understood yourself. Now you also have to understand the society. Who am I living with? And the society we are talking about, si mwingine ni huyu. Huyu ndio society, sawa? Ukisikia society, we don't mean something big or something different. It's the person sitting next to you. That is the society. Both of you now combined is what makes the society. What is now this social awareness? You have understood yourself. Social awareness now is understanding the society. There are societal norms that do exist. Hizi mic zinanisumbua. Naweza weka chini niendelee. Okay. Social awareness now when we are talking about is understanding the society. And in this scenario, we are talking about the social norms that exist in our society today. And in the generation that we are today, and I want us to be very categorical on this. In the society we are today, we are all aware we have societal norms, societal conditions, societal controls that do exist. So we want to talk about how do you relate with your people. First of all, ushajijua. You are already aware of yourself. So in this social awareness, you want to know your colleague. How do you know him? And what is the importance? The importance is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told you that ta'awanu 'alal birri wat taqwa. You help each other. In that, you don't just think of succeeding you alone. You should also be thinking on how you uplift your brother or your sister so that you can succeed your life together. So the tips on how you develop on this social awareness, number one is by reading. You have to read. You have to understand why is this society this and this. And in that scenario, note, there is something we call social norms. I mean societal norms, societal control, social conditions, social order. All those things now make up what we call the society. And they are very broad. Time is limited. I only have 2 minutes, so I'm winding up. How you develop this, as I have said, number one is by reading. Number two is by diversifying. You think outside the box. If you are in Wami High School, you think of having a friend who is in alliance. You share ideas. That's how you diversify. Number three, you also take part in community engagement. I'm sure now Saliheen, they are not paid. They are not registered. They are not being paid. They are not receiving basic salary. But why are they doing this? They are doing this because they are giving back the society. That is the fourth one. And this one also is very wide. I cannot exhaust it. So I will also be here. If you want us to continue, you approach me at personal level or as by group, and I will finish it. In conclusion, I will wish to finish by saying this. There is a great saying which says like this: when a river joins an ocean, that river is no longer called a river, and it changes the name, and it's called an ocean. What do I mean? I mean, we are just mere rivers entering into the ocean of life. And when you enter into the ocean of life, you are no longer called Ali. You are no longer called Samira. You are no longer called that beautiful name that you have. When you enter into the ocean of life, no one cares about you. It depends you. It depends on how you carry yourself. So take this opportunity as an opportunity that will never come back to you. Okay? Isikue tu umekuja and you have just listened, you go out having zero. It will never help you like that. And on that connection, when you finish your high school, don't think of an idea whereby you are not limited to join universities. Yesterday, I attended a graduation that I was emceeing. And in that graduation, it was just the artificial works. And in that graduation, I can assure you, the people who were graduating, 80% were mothers. Get my point clear. 80% of those who were graduating were mothers. I was very wondering to see a mother standing, graduating. She graduated in public speaking. Ask yourself, what has driven that mother to go for that? Now, wewe hapa, you are saying, I am busy. You are busy with what? Doing nonsensical things. In law, there is something, I quote it. Also note this one, it will help you. It's a legal term, says, nemo dat quod non habet. Nemo dat quod non habet. It means you cannot give what one does not have. You cannot give what one does not have. Imemaliziwa hivi in that res ipsa liquita. Meaning, let things speak for itself. Your parents will be very much happy when they see you progressing in life. They will not be happy whereby you are in secondary. And I told you there was a time you are being called a pupil. Now you are a student. But still your father is driving you. Kijana, songa fanya hivi. Do this. It should not be that way. Let things speak for itself. And when that happens, that is when you can give back to the community and to yourself. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes us those who benefit what they are being told and they implement. Wajazakumullahu khairal jaza. Thank you so much. And I am sorry for the delay.
Akafika 10 years, hajaona month period yake, hajakuwa bado. Akafika 12 years, akafika 13 years, akafika 14 years, hajaona month period yake, bado hajaanza kuandikiwa madhambi. Amefika 15 years. My sister there. Tuko pamoja? Akifika 15 years, whether ameona month period zake ama hajaona, ashaanza kuandikiwa. Tuko pamoja? At the age of 15 years, msichana anaanza kuandikiwa whether ameona ama hajaona. Maana kuna wasichana wengine wanakwenda paka 20 years, wengine wanakwenda. Depends with the environment that you're living. It depends with the environment that you're living, and also depends with the health that you have. Manake month period inakuja kwa sababu ya afya ya mwanamke. Si tunaona mara nyingi ni aibu, lakini inakuja kwa sababu showing that the lady or the girl, she's healthy. Okay? Na inategemea, yule anapata siku moja, ina maana health yake ni ndogo. Anayepata 7 days, anayepata 15 days, na maana afya yake ni nzuri zaidi. Lakini inasumbua, sio? Ina machungu yake. So this is the part that I want to make it clear, na ina mambo yake mengi. That means msichana mwisho wake, ikiwa ni month period yake, nisikizeni vizuri hapa. Hii ni mambo ya sheria kidogo itatusaidia. Tuko tunazungumza masala ya self awareness. Ikiwa msichana ataona month period yake haiku last within 24 hours, pia haihesabiwi. Sawa? Ikiwa ameona month period yake lakini haija last within 24 hours, ile damu itahesabiwa ni ugonjwa. Lazima iwe within 24 hours au zaidi. Kwa hivyo anaweza kupata one day, that means day and night, siku 3, siku 4, mwisho kabisa ni 15 days. Mwisho kabisa ni nini? Ni 15 days. Ukiona msichana pengine anaona month period yake imezidi 15 days, lazima uwe na diary yako ama una tarehe yako inaonyesha that know that you're sick, na kile kitakachotoka baada ya 15 days you have to go and wash your body and come back to salah. Bidi uswali. You go wash your body, na kama ni Ramadhani you will fast. You go wash your body, na kama you want to read Quran and recite Quran, you can do it. Sawa? If it's above 15 days ama kama ni less than 24 hours. Sawa? Sawa. Tuje kwa wavulana. Tuje kwa wavulana haraka haraka. Eh? Oh man, how long? 7 minutes. Wavulana. Just because of the smell, it's okay. Lakini usiamini kuwa wipes inafuta. Lakini tissues, dry tissues zinasafisha. Okay? Dry tissues zinafanya nini? Zinasafisha. Mwasa dry tissues inavuta. Okay? Ikivuta, ukitoa, it's okay. So you can use the dry tissues and inshallah you're safe. Katika fiqh ya kwetu. Kwa hivyo maji yakiingia najisi, na najisi is either susu ama pupu, simunaelewa hizo sio? Ama damu kwetu pia ni najis, au matapishi, okay? Mtu ametapika, au pombe, na kuna categories nyingi sana zinazojulikana ni nini ni najis. Sawa? Na najis ziko sampuli 3. Nizieleze kwa haraka, alafu nitakuwa nimefunga chapter yangu siku ya leo. Najis, kuna najis inaitwa mukhaffaf. Najis mukhaffaf, sio? Alafu kuna najis mutawassit. Alafu kuna najis ya mwisho inaitwa mughallab. Sawa? Al-Hakim, are you there? Hey. Sawa, nitazieleza kwa haraka. Mukhaffaf, najis mukhaffaf ni mikojo ya mtoto wa kivulana. Mikojo ya mtoto wa kivulana ambaye hajapita miaka 2 na chakula chake ni maziwa pekee. Umeelewa nimeeleza vitu vingapi? Mtoto awe ni mtoto wa kivulana, hajapitisha miaka 2 na chakula chake ni maziwa peke yake. Kwa hivyo na maana wale watoto wanaanza kulishwa ndizi haraka mapema, huwa tayari ile system yake ya mikojo inabadilika. Kwa hivyo akisusu itakuwa kama mtu mzima. Okay? Tuko pamoja? Kwa hivyo kama ni breastfeeding yake for 2 years, then mikojo yake itakuwa ni mukhaffaf. Mukhaffaf bimaana ni najisi, lakini si lazima wewe uchukue ile nguo uizamishe kwa maji uisafishe. Unaweza kuchukua maji mengine ukarashia kwa juu and you okay. Okay? Sawa. Tuko na watoto nyumbani, brothers, majirani wa hakala. Kisha kuna mutawasit. Mutawasit ndo najisi zetu sisi. Damu, haja ndogo, haja kubwa, pombe, matapishi. Na kuna kitu kimoja pia ni muhimu watu wengi hawatambui. Mtu anapolala, kuna kitu sisi tunakiita Kiswahili ute. Unajua ute? Unajua ute? Hizi zinazotoka katika mdomo si ute, ni mate. Hata kama zitakuwa nzito vipi, sawa? Ni mate. Lakini ute unatoka ndani hapa. Okay? Inakuja nyeupe sana. Mtu akiwa amekula ameshiba sana, mfano Akilala, for example, akilalia tumbo lake, huwa ule ute unatoka nyembamba, inakuja mpaka kwenye koo, alafu ina harufu kali. Okay? Ile ikitoka ni najis. Ile ikitoka ni nini? Ni najis, imetoka humu ndani. Imetoka humu ndani. Kwa hivyo yule anayelala hata katika pilo yake, at least make sure isizidi zaidi ya 1 week. Pilo yako itoe, nenda kaisafishe. Na akiamka mtu asijiamini, ajiangalie kama nyute zake zinakwenda mpaka huku na hakikisha ni yule ute unatoka ndani, then you have to go and remove the najis that you have. Kwa hivyo kutawadha peke yake haitokutosha. Ina maana mpaka kusukutua na kupiga mswaki kwa ndani, you make sure that hudo hauna kile kitu kilichotoka ndani. Sawa? Nini nyingine nimesahau kuhusu tahara? Kwa hivyo hivi ni vitu nimeviona nivipeleke kwenu kwa haraka, because you guys, you're growing now, you are teenagers, maybe you don't go to madrasa at all, okay? Now I grab this chance, maybe I can talk to you about this, and maybe inshallah we can purify ourselves and understand the age that we have, and inshallah we can be accountable and responsible with what we are facing regarding our age. Kulingana na wakati, nitatosheka na hayo. Nitarudisha microphone kwa moderator. Jazakumullah khair wa lafu minkum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sure that you look after me, you know what's inside of me.
Then again, there are many places to go to network, to have coffee, be in a library to study, and this is an examination period, isn't it? I know this week and the following week you'll be sitting exams, so that shows you how much they value you and how much important you are, all of you, to the Muslim Ummah and to all of us who spend our time to come and see you and wish you well in your journey of growth and learning. So thank you very much, Saliheen. Thank you very much for these amazing thoughts. Thank you very much for modeling, because the path in which you are in is what all these young people who are here are looking up to. So the more you work hard, the more you focus in developing yourselves, the more you are teaching that everything good is doable to the younger generation of the Muslim Ummah. So thank you very much for being who you are. I'm really, really touched, and I'm very, very grateful. Many people in the university would not be sitting to think of such ideas. So thank you very much. This is unique, and it affirms my continuous thoughts of telling the older generation, the upcoming Kenya Muslim youth are really going to amaze us. We might not necessarily have been a very good example to them, but I'm very happy they're going to break the ceiling. So thank you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide each one of us, guide our hearts, our minds, our bodies to be able to achieve the best version of ourselves and to find the right direction, inshallah, in this time of fitness. So thank you very much, and I'm happy to see you. I'm a teacher, I prefer standing. So the topic that I picked I didn't actually pick it out of accident. I knew I was very busy, and I know I would really love to, I didn't know much of what others were going to speak to. So I chose this thing deliberately because as a young person of your age, I'm assuming if I was your age at this time, what is it that I'd love to hear? Because you don't want to hear the ordinary things that everyone else is doing. So, what do we mean when we are looking in this world today? We can feel a lot of opportunities, by the way. We only have a way of seeing challenges, but the opportunities are there and the challenges as well. It is important for yourselves as the Muslim youth to navigate your way, to be able to stay true to your values and to stay true to your beliefs and to your identities. What does that mean? Staying true to your values. Staying true to your values actually means being that ideal Muslim. Being that Muslim that you have testified to be. Ordinarily, this might look like a complex, but it isn't. Once you take the Shahada and you believe in the existence of Allah and the worship of Allah and Allah alone, and you testify that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his true messenger, is his last messenger, then you affirm to a certain value. You affirm to a certain identity. An identity which you must always keep true, both in your heart and how you present yourself in everything that you are doing. Whether you are in a public school, whether you are in a private school, whether you are in a private university or a public university, wherever you are as a Muslim, whether you are in a matatu, whether you are in a gathering of people of your age doing anything, you must always remain true to that identity and to that set of beliefs and being true to yourself. And what does that mean? This means that, in essence, we have to understand what being a Muslim is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran that we've been created only for purposes of worship. At times, it is not rocket science. The complexes are to be able to break down worship and see yourself, put yourself in somewhere where you understand worship in the bigger context. It is not just about going to the masjid and praying, and it's not about just reading Quran and doing the ritualistic things that we do. It is about living as a Muslim. It's about studying, seeking knowledge. It is about listening to your inner self, finding your own compass. Look at it this way. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us, when we are in the womb, about 120 days, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala breathes His ruh into us. That is why when someone passes on, we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilahi raji'un. Yani we came from Allah, and to Him we shall return. So it means this ruh that is in us is given to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's an amana. We are therefore connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are permanently connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is an undying relationship, the true relationship that suffices every situation we are going through in life is the relationship we have with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And therefore, listening to His commandments and obeying those commandments must be something automated because we carry that ruh. That is why the learning of the Quran has been made easy. If you're a true Muslim and you're sincere When you read Quran and you don't even speak Arabic, and you work hard towards learning the Quran, there is a way you connect with the Quran because it helps you find your inner compass. When we are encouraged in the remembrance of Allah, when we are encouraged to maintain the dhikr of Allah, it means we don't neglect the inner compass. We don't neglect our souls. We don't neglect the ruh. We continue keeping strong in our spirituality, our connection with Allah. The more healthy our ruh, our nafs is, the healthy a Muslim we are. And that is why if we stop reading the Quran, studying the Quran, understanding the commandments of Allah, interpreting those commandments of Allah, living by them is a way of deviation and disobedience. And we must always understand that. That is why the hikmah of the first message to our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was Iqra. There is wisdom about that. Read. Even when the Prophet explained that he is unlettered, he was still instructed to read. And what did Malakul Jibril do? He recited the ayahs of Quran to him. And the Prophet contemplated, read back the same ayahs to Malakul Jibril until the 114 surahs of the Quran were completed. That is what was going on, and that is what the Prophet passed on to us. The whole idea we must understand, Allah is showing us that His commandments are doable by a human being. He gifted us with our beloved Prophet who lived by the Quran. This was to show us that every commandment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us is doable by who? By a human being. And it's possible. So He simplified the commandments of Allah to us by living by them and showing us the direction and showing us the true character of a Muslim. You don't need to go to our psychology class for you to understand what it means to have husnul khuluq. It is just about studying the lifetime of the Prophet, how he did things, the qissa on a day-to-day basis. There's a very good book that clarifies and elaborates his seerah, the sealed nectar, Al-Rahiq al-Makhtum, which you can always study. It's also available in English. And there are so many versions, so many hadiths that keep us abreast with how our beloved Prophet engaged with every relationship, in every circumstance, how he behaved, how he responded to certain things in life, and that provides us with a very, very clear set of direction. So when we say as a Muslim, if you are to break the ceiling, if you are to live a life of excellence, then you are always advantaged than any other child who's not a Muslim. Because the direction is already set for you. The pace is set for you. Everything is laid in black and white for you to just understand and go ahead and courageously do it. So when we are talking about staying true to our values, that is what it means. Now let's see what else. So in defining the glass ceiling, we are saying that this is an invisible barrier that often prevents individuals from reaching their full potential, especially in their careers and personal aspirations. So what are these barriers. First, the most important barrier, or rather agent that helps us break the ceiling, is the attitude. How we develop our attitude about life, our general view of life. What guides, what navigates that? What navigates our thoughts? How do we feel? And generally, and even psychologists will tell you, the best of a human being is the one whose attitude matches the skills and the knowledge he or she possesses. If you gain knowledge, if you gain skills, these two combined with the proper attitude, the right attitude will help you go places. And therefore, we must learn to invest in that attitude, because nobody is going to teach you how to develop a good attitude, but because it's feelings, it's being genuine to yourself. But in the previous slide, we said what it means to believe, to stay true to our beliefs, to stay true to ourselves and our identity. And therefore it means you being a true Muslim, listening to your true self, studying and understanding Allah's commandments, trying to contemplate on the character of the Prophet. You are able to reconnect and develop a good, positive worldview about life. The worldview is very clear. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created this world. Nothing in this world happens without the permission and the will of Allah. Even the things you see. Everything that happens by the will of who? The will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah is the provider. Allah provides us with rizq, sustenance. When we talk about rizq, it's not just about wealth. It is health, it is time, it is all the blessings. Those that we see and those that we don't see. Waking up in the morning and being able to breathe. Looking at the other side of the bed, if you're sharing a room with your brothers and sisters, seeing them alive. Waking up and seeing sunlight, being healthy, having time to study, having the ability to walk, having the ability to see, all that is rizq. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the provider of rizq. Allah has the qadr, and nothing happens without His will. And therefore, what does it mean? Who is in charge? Who is in charge? I'm asking you. Who is in charge? If Allah provides us with rizq, all of us, from the birds that you see flying, the human beings, the animals, if He's the one who's providing the rizq, and He is the one who wills what happens in this world, for sure it is Allah who is in charge. So what stops us from understanding each and every word and commandment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends down to us? The secret is about remaining obedient to Allah. If you want to break the ceiling, if you want to live an enriched life, if you want to live a life where you're at peace with your own nafs and your own ruh, understand Allah, create a strong relationship with Allah, love the Prophet, understand his character, and emulate it. And that will help us remove all barriers. Because the complexes of life are, you are born in a family that maybe does not have enough. You wake up in the morning, every child has a right to welfare, food and a good place to sleep and everything. But you're a child, You wake up in your home and you don't have a meal that morning. And you have to start thinking of, where do I get my next meal? Or you want to go to school and your parents tell you something did not work and there is no school fees. And you'll have to wait. Putting yourselves in the hands of Allah. That's a challenge. But again, knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who provides rizq, and I'm going to pray to Him. Remember something very interesting. It is the hadith, one time a Sahabi came to the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and asked him, please tell me 2 things that will help me in my life. Tell me the things that I can do that Allah will love me, and tell me the things that I can do that people will love me. So he was guided, and the Prophet told him, pray to Allah. Frequently, oftenly, and always. Pray to Allah. Allah will love you. Human beings never ask for anything that is in their hands. Never ask for anything that they possess. They love you. So the hikmah is, when you are faced with a hurdle in life, that you have Allah to turn to, and you have all the strategic times laid ahead of you if you learn your deen. You can make dua sincerely to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, praising Him, sending salams to our beloved Prophet, then passionately making your dua, and closing your dua with again the salams of the Prophet. When your heart is pure, when you are devoid of, when you keep off from sin sincerely, you make tawbah, and your dua will be accepted. So frequently making dua, not only the prayers that we make 5 days. You can take wudu, sit on a musalla, something is disturbing you. You're trying to read, reading doesn't make sense, your mind is foggy. Of course, scientifically, you can look for a cup of tea or coffee that stimulates your brain. But again, the other resource you have is, you can turn to Allah. You can take wudu, sit on a musalla, and make your dua, Ya Rab. After praising Allah and sending salutations to the Prophet, make sincerely your dua. And again, understand one important thing, and this is very also agreed by psychologists. There are things that you are in charge of and you can change the circumstance. And there are things you are not in charge of. You cannot do anything about them. Only Allah can resolve them. So leave them to Allah. Don't carry that baggage. Don't carry baggage. Those are some of the hurdles. But if you develop a good mindset, a positive attitude, and that's what we are talking about, even those hurdles that you are seeing, they fizzle out. If you understand what I've just said, that it is Allah who gives rizq, and it is Allah who makes qadr and has the power to resolve every situation that we are going through. So turn to Allah when you feel stressed up, when you see things that are challenging and you don't understand. Say, Ya Rab, I don't understand this. I come to you genuinely, and I pray that you remove this from my path to growth and success. Yeah, that's everything, everything. Be it parents who are divorcing, be it losing a parent or a dear brother or a sister, be it lack of enough in the home, illness that has visited you or the family member, be it a friend who has betrayed you, whatever situation that you are going through, you must know Allah has power to change that. And you need to develop attitude towards addressing it by understanding that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in charge. Whatever you can solve, try to solve. If you cannot solve, leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't carry that baggage. If you want to go places, you can't carry the adult issues. Don't sit down and listen to people who are complaining about taxes and people who are complaining about how leaders in this country are stealing. Allah will do that. You focus on what as an individual, subhanallah, I am a Muslim and I understand my deen. And if one time I become a leader, I'm never going to tell a lie. I'm never going to steal someone's public money. And I'll take good care of myself. But for now, I'm going through schooling. And it is my biggest enabler to the next level. And I need to focus on my studies and make the best out of it. Don't listen to that and get disillusioned. Because when you listen to the way adults around you complain, you'll be wondering what's the purpose of studying. So don't pay attention to things that deviate you from growth. Things that deviate you, positive attitude. Keep off. Friends who complain always. Friends who always see the dark side of things. Friends who don't know Allah. Friends who will always remind you are. Friends who always will remind you your father's death 5 years down the line. I wish you had a dad. You know, you're going through this, you're an orphan. Nonsense, that's a friend. Look for people who feel you. People who make you happy. People who help you focus on the real stuff. Stuff that's going to help you move to the next level. Stuff that will help you become a better Muslim. Hey, have you memorized this hadith? Or have you memorized this dua? I came across this. Did you see this nice book written by a certain Muslim scholar? Why don't we start writing a book about our own experiences on a daily basis as friends? You know, these are the friends to keep around you. Those who fill your bucket, those who make you feel good about yourself, and not those who always complain. What business do you have with taxes? After all, you've not even gone to university. You don't even have a job to be taxed. So how will even someone who's complaining about the president and ourselves, we are different. He's not a Muslim. You are Muslim. You are guided by a set of, maybe don't guide him. So don't worry in this world. Even during the times of Prophet, they existed. Fir'aun, Nimrud, all of them were. And they were destroyed by Allah because of treachery, because of lying, because of being brutal and history will help you understand what happens to them. Don't worry, Allah will come for them. But for you, focus on yourself. How can I be a better Muslim? How can I prepare myself for my national exams? How can I help a friend who has a problem? How can I do khidmah for my parents? Where do I look for blessings? What do I need to look for? The other day I was in a salon. I had my hair done and I was struggling to put on my socks. You know, you don't need to be told. It's not easy for someone with my weight to easily put on their socks. A young lady who I knew said, "Auntie, stop, it's Jum'ah, I want thawab. I'll help you wear." And she took my socks and you know, it's something that in ordinary circumstances one would not see like a helpful thing. But like, you can do so many things for your parents, for the elderly around you. You can give sadaqah. Sadaqah is not only wealth. It starts with a smile, removing obstacles from the road, cleaning your local masjid, doing like what your brothers are showing you today, being here for you. Be there for the younger ones who are younger than you. Replicate the same that they've done for you. You know, help them solve their maths problems. Let them work out their holiday homework. Sit with them and listen to how they recite the Quran and help them with the pronunciation. All that is sadaqah. There are so many beautiful things you can engage yourself with. So don't pay attention to the negative things that are happening around you. And technology to make you somebody better. Anytime you pick a phone, think about be among all that. Are you going to be the one who just laughs at memes and fun and jest and continue scrolling and scrolling and scrolling? Whilst the battery of the phone is dying, the battery in your brain is also dying. The battery in your eyes is also dying. There's nothing productive and meaningful you're doing. At the end of the day, many people have made money out of you, and you live there, you are the fool. So whenever time comes, an opportunity presents for you to use your technology, ask yourself those critical questions. Who am I? Am I the jester? Am I the businessman? Am I the creative person? Am I the engineer who makes the application? Am I on the path of becoming that? Or I'm the stupid one they all take advantage of, waste the learning time, and end up bankrupt, lazy, sits on the streets and start blaming the president. Am I going to be that person? So ask yourself. Those are the hurdles we are talking about. If you want to reach potential, that should be your guidance. You want to understand your aspirations, it must be the aspirations of a Muslim. A Muslim has aspirations to be successful. And our version of success is to live a beneficial life in dunya and ultimately go to Jannah. Are you hearing that? Living a healthy life, a joyous life full of ibadah, full of being beneficial. Allah loves those people who are beneficial. Having good character, you live a good life, you're happy. Look at the person who says the truth, the person who can be trusted with something, the person who spends their time on productive things. People tend to appear than those who waste their time. Have good akhlaq, who are kind, they tend to be happier than those who are not kind. People who are not cruel, people who are not bad, have a problem. Oh, I'm being told we have 2 minutes. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to try to wind up. So basically, and I'm on slide 1, there were 14 slides. So anyway, no problem. I'll try my best. But next time you call me, give me enough time, because I have not taken more than 10 minutes now. Yes. So you're changing me. I'm a human rights activist. I can decide to protest. So it's okay, son, I understand. So embrace your identity. Don't be shy of who you are. Some of us have a habit of being shy. When you are in a school that's not a Muslim, you hide when you're going to the toilet to use water. Yeah. Sometimes people make fun of you to the extent that you don't want to present yourself as someone with that kind of an identity. So be proud of who you are. After all, you are being the best version of yourself. And being a Muslim, character of what that Allah has gifted us in this world with. You are following the character of God. Why shouldn't you be proud of yourself? You must remain proud of yourself. Live by your identity. So embrace your identity. Don't be embarrassed to be a Muslim anywhere. If anything, it should make you feel good and better than everyone else, because you have Allah on your side, and when you have Allah on your side, no one can beat you in the game of this life. Setting personal goals. You may want to set personal goals. Sit down. It means contemplate, think. Do stuff that is helpful. All right? Arrange your work and say, you know where you are, you know what your aspirations are. Plan. If you don't plan this life, you will fail. So plan and say, these are the good things that I'm going to do to be able to reach these aspirations in my life. Planning is part of an Islamic practice. We must always plan. Yani hauamki tu kiholela and you use your time the way you want. Or una lazy around, you see, okay, I'm going to sleep and wait for what the day brings. Surely. So you must plan. You must organize yourself. You must be able to overcome the challenges. Always see challenges not as roadblocks, but stepping stones. Challenges are not roadblocks. They help you become a better person. Personally, me, I believe I am the way I am because of where I grew up. I grew up in Starehe. How many of you know Starehe? Yeah, there used to be two starehes, starehe ya down na starehe ya juu. So I grew up in starehe ya juu, where Starehe Boys is currently. There were small, tiny government houses. My dad used to work at the National Assembly. We didn't have much. When he died, we were kicked out of that house. And we ended up living a very interesting life. But I want to believe all those experiences and challenges were preparing me for who I became later as a mother and as a grandmother. Because you will not learn unless you have the reason to want to learn, unless you want to have the reason to want to push yourself harder. Because for me, what I hated was seeing my siblings who were younger than me staying hungry, because I knew what it meant to wake up in the morning and not have a meal for the entire day. I knew what that meant. I didn't want my siblings to go through that. So I worked hard. I did small businesses while I was schooling. I made sure my siblings never, the version of life that they know is not the reality, because our mother also became very sick and she was hospitalized for very many years. But alhamdulillah, Allah guided us. So these are the things you need to see. Even if you are brought up in a rich family, a family that has everything, that in itself can be a challenge. Why? Because you will never learn to strive. You will never learn what it means to stay hungry, so you will take the food that you have in the house for granted. Your mom will be cooking something and you will be ordering pizza. And the food will rot, it will be taken to the dustbin. Slowly by slowly, Allah takes away your blessings. It is accountable. For all of us who have wealth, we must remain accountable to our wealth. Hiyo mali Mwenyezi Mungu ametupatia ni neema. Allah will ask us how you use that wealth. So don't be part of the destruction of your own parents by misusing their wealth. Help them save that wealth and help other relatives who are disadvantaged. Use it for sadaqah. Eat less, sleep less, talk less. It is helpful in life, especially when you're a young person growing, because it contributes to your success. When you talk less, you listen more. When you listen more, you learn more. When you eat less, you become healthy. You appreciate Allah's blessings. You share with those who don't have. It will keep you well. That is why our beloved Prophet chose to live life of the poor. And you're told, if you want to build your iman, live amongst the poor. There's a lot of hikmah. So those challenges, use them as a stepping stone to become someone better. Seeking knowledge. We must seek knowledge. It is very key. You know, when you seek knowledge as a Muslim, you are able to overcome your own desires. Your own personal desires. That is what good knowledge does for you. You will overcome greed. You will overcome arrogance. You will overcome jealousy. You will overcome envy. All the diseases of the heart. You will overcome them. And once you overcome the diseases of the heart, and that is now tazkiyah, you purify your heart, you now become stronger. You are able to consume and feel the sweetness of iman, because you're not carrying baggage. Quran will make sense to you. The dhikr of Allah will be easy for you. Doing ibadah will be easy for you. Spending time doing khair will be the happiest moments for you. And you will be amazed how your life turns around. Support network. You need a support network. Your brothers are here, your sisters are here. They are giving you a support network. Look for always, create support networks for each other. Support one another. Even those of you in university, what you are doing right now is very good. Post-university, maintain it. You will need for your growth in career. You will need to find direction for each other. You will continue remaining in a compactful society, together as brothers and sisters, withholding your identity, remaining true to your identity. always doing something transformative. This country has had a history. And the history it had, I remember a long time ago, is that if a Muslim is appointed somewhere, he's trustworthy and honest. Now things are slightly different. We need to find our map and go back there. Because in this country, all sensitive positions used to be given to Muslims because people knew Muslims are honest people. We need to bring back that glory through you. Keep your networks. This support network is very important. If you want to break the ceiling, keep a good network around you. Have good friends, friends that help you, friends that tell you the truth, friends that motivate you, friends that push you even when you don't want to do something. Don't keep friends who clap hands for you when you're using vulgar language, when you're disobedient. Mazee mimi nalala tu, sulale hata wewe niaje. Hakuna haja, hii life hii ni mosmos. Pole pole tu. Sometimes that's what friends think, that is friendship. Ati nikikwambia kenye unataka kusikia ndio utanipenda zaidi. Hiyo ni kupotezana. The warmer the bed, the colder the future. The more you sleep, the more you waste your brain. The more you waste your time. Kuna ile healthy sleeping, at least 8 hours kama unaweza pata, hata hiyo ni mingi sana. Read. Go to the library. Kenya National Library ni almost free. Kaa uko ndani usome. From Starehe down, I used to foot. Mimi nilikuwa naenda na mguu kutoka Starehe mpaka Kenya National Library. Si unajua iko pale community? Weekend nilikuwa najifungia kwa library nasoma mpaka ndio nisisikie njaa. Na narudi back home. Lakini unaona zile story nimesoma about kina Albert Einstein, nini zinanimotivate when I'm coming home. I'm just whistling, sisikii njaa, sioni problems za hii dunia, and I go home happy. And I'm able to sleep even without eating. Because mimi niko kwa fantasy ile ya nitakuwa scientist kina Galileo kina nani hao. So mimi hata hizi vitu za hapa kukosa mandazi is not a big deal. So learn to read. There's hikmah in reading. Reading helps a lot. So build that support network, encourage one another, work together. Please, msikuwe watu wa mtaa, kupiga mdomo, kusengenyana. I mean, hiyo sio karakta yetu. Hiyo sio karakta ya Uislamu. Yeah, pulling each other down. Wasting time on chit chat. Ati huyu ni chalia nani, huyu ni demo nani. Hiyo si yetu. That's sewage bana. Hiyo ni sewage. Hiyo si business yetu bana. Once you are done, ukifika hiyo stage ya kuoa, nakwambia atajileta. Ati the best one tena. Hata si ule ulikuwa unafikiria. Atajileta tu. So usikuwe na wasiwasi. Just work hard. The more you work hard, the more you are raising your bar, the more you are raising the bar of the woman who will come for you. As a woman, the more you raise your bar, the more you are raising the bar of the guy who will look for you. Unajua hivyo? So ukitaka chali poa, wewe kuwa mpoa. Hakuna vingine. We get it? Okay. Embracing diversity. This is very important. You will go to places where people don't share thoughts with you. People don't have the same cultures with you. Don't start superiority complex. Inferior. Learn to be tough. Keep your identity. Lakini usidharau watu wengine. Don't look down upon other people. Respect people with their cultures. When you behave with a good character, maybe they'll get attracted to join Islam because of you. Me, I met students who became Muslims because of Professor Abdul Latif Saji. And when I asked them, they said, yani your profile to Bamba too. He keeps time. He has his stuff. You know, anakufundisha vizuri. Unamuelewa ukiwa na shida na kusaidia kutatua. You know, when you don't do well anakusaidia. Shares information with you. We just chose to become Muslims. Na mengine hata professors sidhani anawajua. They became because of that. So be that person. Good akhlaq. If you behave well with people from other diversities, you don't know whom you will inspire to become a Muslim. Faith is our Islam is the source of our strength. Make positive impact because we know as Muslims we must remain beneficial people. Allah loves people who are beneficial and productive, not lazy ones and who waste their time. Staying true to the values, I keep on repeating this. If you want to succeed, be a good Muslim. Learn Islam. Learn what it entails to be a good Muslim. And I think I had done that, Saki Kurudia. So finally, being the best version of yourself as a teenage Muslim is about pursuing your dreams while staying true to your faith and values. The glass ceiling may exist, but is not insurmountable. With determination, resilience, faith, you will shatter it and you will reach the new heights. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.
Madam Fatma, I apologize for rushing you, but I hope you understand because of time and there's so much covered. Inshallah, next year, with Allah's help, I hope this workshop is going to be 2 or 3 days because Saliheen, director, you've seen we need a 3 days or even 4. Yeah. Are you ready, guys, for our 4 days workshop? Boys, girls, man. Anyway, I would love to call Mr. Ayub, the teacher, Parklands area.
And I always say 2 people motivated me to become a teacher. 2. Number 1 was my sister, teacher Fatma Hussein, who is the principal of Nairobi Muslim. Number 2, Madam Fatma Saman. And I always owe a lot to them. When I see them talking here, it gives me a remarkable sense that in teacher, we can have most of you also become teachers. Najua wengi nikiuliza hapa, what do you want to become in life? Is always doctor, engineer, lawyer. What do you want to become? A veterinary. So many, but it's very difficult. Someone who wants to become a teacher. Very difficult. Because most people have different or negative perceptions about teaching. So thank you, Madam Fatma Saman. And thank you to Salih over here today. I want us to do a very short activity. In teaching, I teach at Parklands Area Girls High School. Boring classes. Islamic religious education, and I also teach history. Those are fun subjects to me. So I don't like students just sitting and listening to me. So I want us to do an activity. All of you have a notebook. All of you have a notebook. On that notebook, kata paper moja, 1 page. Toa paper moja. Plug it kabisa. Haya, shikilia karatasi juu. Kila mtu ashikilie karatasi juu. Na hiyo karatasi yako fold it into 2. Kunja katikati. Kunja vizuri. Then kata. So you should have 2. Kata katikati mahali umekunja. Very fast. So everyone should have 2 pieces of paper. 2. Umekata imekuwa 2. Now on that paper, I'm going to give you 10 seconds. 10 seconds. On that paper, write for me. Msiandike kwanza. Wait. On that piece of paper, write for me 1 good behavior that you have, wewe, and 1 bad behavior that you have. Msianze. Wait. Listen to the instruction first. 1 should be a good behavior mwenyewe. Then another bad behavior you have. So. Make a neighbor should not see what you have written. Neighbor asione. Yes, Abdi Hakim. Abdi Hakim bado anakata karatasi. Abdi Hakim, tulisema pluck a piece of paper, fold it into 2. Kata mara 2, yes. Then on 1 paper, write 1 good behavior, hiyo ingine a bad behavior. Make sure your neighbor asione, tafadhali. Haya, 10 seconds have begun. 10 seconds zimeanza. Tumefika 7. Haya, tumefika 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop writing. Haya, Hii ingekuwa KCSE na watu wangepanishiwa. Because some people are still writing. Andika. Put it upside down. So what you have written to be seen katikati ya meza. Mahali everyone can access. Nika katikati ya meza. Zote mbili, the good and the bad. Weka hapo katikati. Tuko sawa? Haya. One person from your table, collect all those papers, leta hapa. Mtu mmoja tu, stand up, collect zenye mmeandika, leta hapa. Haya, tumalize haraka. Haya. This table 1. Hawa watakuwa table 1. All members wa table 1 kujeni hapa mbele. Table 1. Mr. Sabri, ningependa sana volunteers wa Saliheen wakuwe hapa. They should also participate. Kina Abdhakim. Haya, group 1 members, table 1, simama hapa. You move huko. Haya, tosha. So that is table 1 for the boys. Sawa? This hour, Saliheen, I'll call you next. Saliheen volunteers will be next. Sawa? Hawa kimaliza. Right. So this will be table 1 for the girls. Table 1 for the girls. Sawa? Yes. Now, tutaanza. Start from there. Tunaanzia hapo. Sawa? You stand. Come. Pick any paper here. Sawa? Pick any paper. Any. Any paper. Now, just one. Just one is okay. One. So irudisha hiyo moja hapa. Yeah. Haya. So now stand. Usiende, usikae, simama hapa. Now this is what you are going to do. Utasoma the behavior that is written on that paper. Then you will tell us, who do you think fits that behavior from here? Ni sawa? Sawa? Right. So you tell us the behavior, if it's good or bad, then unadhani nani ako na hiyo behavior hapa. So which is the behavior?
And respect to the elders. The good is respect to the elders.
Respecting others. Respecting others. Huh? Respecting elders. Kuheshimu wazee. Sasa kwa vile unaona hapa, nani anakaa kuheshimu wazee? Tell us. From here, nani anakaa kuheshimu wazee? Nani anaweza heshimu wazee hapa? Now we give you 5 seconds to choose. So 5, 4, huyu mdogo. Very good. Haya. Wamesema wewe unaheshimu wazee. Thank you, sit down. Wewe unaheshimu wazee? So you have to respect me also, sawa? Yeah. Haya. No. Sasa huyu mwenye amechaguliwa, pick a paper. Read for us the characteristic.
I have courage to speak about Islam.
Courage to speak about Islam. Who do you think has courage here? Courage. Nana nakaa kuna courage ya kuongea about Islam. Naona? Huyo. Very good. Go with that paper. Nenda nayo. Huyu amevaa imama, so anakaa kuongelea more about Islam. Sheikh, karibu sana. Thank you. Pick a paper, Sheikh. Read the attribute.
I find myself judging people unintentionally.
Haya, huyu ni wakujaji watu. Mtu akipita anamwangalia na ile macho ya hivi. Si ndio huyo amefika eh? Nani anakaa kujaji watu hapa? Nani anaweza kaa kujaji mtu? Wale wa kuside watu. Unajua kuangalia mtu juu chini? Wanaangalianga mtu hivi. Si unajua hiyo? Nani anaweza judge mtu hapa? Just you have to point out someone. Point out. Haya, amepoint huyu. Haya, sawa, enda na hiyo karatasi. Huyu ndo akujaji watu. You judge people. Okay, pick a paper. Read the characteristic.
Respect everybody.
Mwenye respect everyone. Chagua. Palestine. Huyu wa Palestine ana respect watu. Thank you very much. Pick a paper.
Listening to the Quran.
How do you think listens to the Quran more?
It's a tough one. Okay. Him, because he's keeping the eye contact. The others are like, you know.
Huyu wa kanzu ndo wa Quran, kanzu ya blue, kuja. Thank you. Pick a paper. That is blank. Now this is what we'll do now. From here, he will not only choose those who are here. We are giving him the platform to choose from the girls' side. Sawa? So we'll read the attribute, go to that side, angalia ule anaweza fit your characteristic. Praying, ule akuswali sana. Haya, nataka uangalie huku. Nani anakaa kuswali sana hapa? Huyu. Una swalingi, very good. Kuja. Huyu ana swalingi sana. Pick a paper. Pick a paper. So now when a girl comes here, the girl will choose from the boys' side. Kijana ata choose from side ya msichana. Sasa? Haya.
Sleeping too long.
Sleeping too long. Haya. Think ni rahisi kuchagua. Haya, tafuta ule anakaa usingizi. Kuna mtu alikula mandazi 3 hapa, mtafute. Kuna watu walikula mandazi 4, kuna usingizi. Nani anakaa hapa kuna? Haya, thank you very much. Kuja. Sit down, thank you. Haya. Huyu ni road engineer, si ndio? Our road engineer. Utalala kwa kazi, my friend. Haya, pick a paper. Na usichague. Na msiweke grudge ukichaguliwa. Haya, soma.
I get angry very easily.
Mtu anakasirika haraka. They get angry very easily. Haya, hii side nani anakaa kuna makasiriko? Mtafute. Na mtu hapa anakaa kuna makasiriko. Angalia sasa wanajifanya wana smile. Look at them pretending. Nani huyo? Macho ine. Haya, macho ine kuja. Thank you.
Nani 750D camera. Simba. 250. 750. 250D. Simba. Bali. Siko sawa. 150.
Friendly to people. Someone who is so friendly. Friendly. Haya, go from this side. Someone who looks.
I mean your picture. Nipige tu picha mimi.
Kimwangalia hivi. Yeah, the Saliheen volunteer. Thank you. You look friendly. Alisema unakaa vipi? Kuja.
يعلو جناحي إذا رويت قلبي، يسمو نجاحي إذا نسجت دربي، فدمت خير غارس يا أجمل المدارس، فدمت غارس ودمت خير غارس، أزهو 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 وأفرح بخير غارس يا أجمل المدارس، ودمت لي نعيما ولا أمل منك تعطينا.
Not parts. Team. Just write the word team. Everyone write the word team. T-E-A-M. So you'll have 6 people in your group, the best people, who are going to write the word team using the strings that is attached to the pen. You're going to write the word team on the manila paper using the pen which is attached by the strings. You are not allowed at any given time to touch the pen. I'm going to have 6 people in 6 groups who are going to act as references. Ukifanya vibaya, your group is disqualified. So, has everyone understood that you guys have learned some skills? You've known the person who is next to you. See, you guys came here without knowing each other. See, right now you know each other because of what? The communication which was in between the groups. You guys had to communicate for you guys to write this word team. You had to communicate. You had to work together. And that's something I believe kila mtu amelearn. So right now you can communicate with a different person and understand. And maybe if you want to succeed in life, grab people who you will work with them together and achieve a certain goal. So the essence of these games, Aleo, it was teamwork, communication. And I believe we've achieved that in less than 20 minutes because the first game was 15 minutes, the second game was 10 minutes. So anyone who has a question in regards to teamwork, in regards to communication, you can raise up your hand. Before you award the winners. Anyone with a question? Comment? Okay, so I'll give Sabri the mic back.